Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, who is this? What's going on? What's happening? Yes, my name is Sean Green. I am the new host of the Daily Juice Podcast. Really excited to take over this show. And first off, shout out to the Daily Juice community. You guys have welcomed me in with open arms. I've been in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord already, highly recommend getting in there. It's really fun, sweating out these bets, getting in all this action with you guys and riding it out together. It's a fun community you guys have built, and I'm just fortunate to be a part of it. So bettingpros.com/chat. If you're not already in the Discord, highly recommend hopping in there. Okay, we got a bunch of picks for you today, including 2 MLB picks, 1 WNBA pick, and then, that's right, a Friday parlay plus 565. Nice little bonus there to ride out the week. But before we get to that, I feel like I have to formally introduce myself, explain who I am, my betting history, my philosophy, and just basically why am I hosting this show right now. So my betting history, the first bet I ever made, I bet 50 cents on the Super Bowl back in all the way back in 1991. I bet on the Buffalo Bills to take down the New York Giants. Of course, Scott Norwood crushed that dream. My first and wouldn't be the last bad beat when it came to the NFL. I lost 50 cents to my dad, and I was just hooked early on. I love talking sports. I love betting on sports. I love the rush. And to me, sports and betting on sports, honestly, also it's just an excuse to talk to my friends, talk to my dad, my family, like whoever. It's just a great way to put together a fun community. And I've been asked a number of times, like, hey, what's your sports betting philosophy? I kind of look at sports betting the same way I look at golf, where you're never going to conquer golf, right? You're never going to completely figure it out. You can get better and better, and you can have a lot of fun doing it. So I think I'm here to kind of help you improve your handicap, get a little better. We could both get better together. I mean, I've met a ton of sharp people through my years doing this, and I started a podcast all the way back in 2011 with my buddy Ryan Kramer, the Sports Gambling Podcast. Been grinding it out over there. We've put out over 1,300 episodes. Hopefully you guys will check that out as well someday. We launched the Sports Gambling Podcast Network in 2017. Things are going great over there, and I've met a bunch of other sharp people, so I'm always drawing on different sources when it comes to picks, information. I really, really don't have an ego with this. My ultimate goal is just to have a lot of fun, and obviously winning's fun, but also, I'll be honest, sweating bets out is pretty fun. Now, originally I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philly, so I am an Eagles fan. Apologies to any listeners who may be Dallas Cowboys fans. I'm just kidding. I would never apologize to a Cowboys fan. So yeah, there may be some Philly homerism worked in throughout this podcast run / Go Birds. And hopefully you guys bear with me. I try not to be too much of a homer, but some of that definitely works in from time to time. And I moved out here. I live in Los Angeles now. I came out here to pursue stand-up comedy, television writing, that kind of stuff. I had a ton of crappy jobs until I started getting some, catching some breaks here in Hollywood. My last day job, as you would call it, I was the head writer of MTV's Ridiculousness clip show over there on MTV with Rob Dyrdek. Other show you guys may have heard of, I was the head writer on Rob Gronkowski's Crash Leads for Nickelodeon. So I have a bunch of fun Gronk stories I'll be peppering in throughout this series. And if you catch me saying my close personal friend Rob Gronkowski, there's very small chance Rob actually remembers me, but it's still fun to throw that out there. And yeah, so moved out here, started doing the Sports Gambling Podcast. Slowly that picked up more and more steam until I, decided to go full time with the Sports Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And then shout out to the Betting Pros people who reached out and said, hey, we have an opportunity for you to take over the Daily Juice Podcast. And I'm thrilled. It's an awesome opportunity. And again, I really appreciate all the people that have reached out and said, like, hey, really looking forward to the show. Happy you're a part of what we got going here. And I'll be doing a Ask Me Anything, AMA as the kids call it, bettingpros.com/chat Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. Pacific. All right, enough about me. Let's talk about what's really important. Grinding out some wins here in the summer months. First up, I got the Colorado Rockies at home, minus 118 over on WinBet against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I really like this pitcher, Senzatella. Again, I'm horrible at pronouncing, so I'm probably going to butcher some names. Just bear with me. He's great at home. He's one of these pitchers very much different when it comes to home road splits. 3-1 at home, 3.52 ERA. He's much worse on the road, so I think you're getting a nice discount here at home. And again, a lot of this for me is just fading the Diamondback pitcher, Kelly. In 3 games since 2019 in Coors Field, he is 1-2 with an 8.15 ERA. That is the guy you want to fade, especially out there in Colorado. Rockies in general heating up too, especially at home. 5 of 1 of the last 6 at home. Really like the price, minus 118 over on WinBet. And that is against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Also, real quick, I know I mentioned I'm an Eagles fan. If you're watching here on YouTube, and you got to get over and subscribe on the YouTube channel, we are giving away a autographed Jalen Hurts jersey courtesy of Pristine Auction. All you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment on this video, and you're entered. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss this awesome, sweet Jalen Hurts jersey. Huge fan of Jalen Hurts, and I'm sure we'll be getting to that as the season goes along and we count down to kickoff. And I know it's the summer months. It's the dog days of summer when it comes to gambling, but there's a lot of action to be had, and I will be peppering in NFL future episodes, college football future episodes, season-long NFL player props, first coach fired, rookie of the year, a bunch of fun stuff like that, win totals, all of it. And again, if you guys have stuff you want me to cover, or again, picks that you like, hop in the Discord, links in the YouTube there as well, and let's find some winners. Let's cash together. All right, next up, I got the Milwaukee Brewers minus 115 on the run line at minus 1.5 at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, this is kind of my handicapping 101, and it's not rocket science here, but I love fading bad teams off a win. So the Pirates are the bad team here. They're coming off a win. I think the Brewers will be motivated, and the Pirates have been horrible coming off a win because they don't do it that often. The bad teams can't put together back-to-back wins. The Pirates, after a win, 9-20 straight up, 12-18 against the run line. So I like this Brewers team a lot. Minus 1.5, minus 115. And the Brewers pitcher Burns, 3-0 with a 2.73 ERA and hasn't allowed more than 3 earned runs in any of the 5 appearances against the Pirates as a starter. So his history against the Pirates is very strong as well. So you got a lot going for you. Again, Milwaukee Brewers, minus 1.5, minus 115. You can get that over at WinBet as well, going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Closing things out with my picks here. And again, if you're getting down on your picks, you should be tracking your picks like a good little handicapper. And make sure you go to bettingpros.com/pick-tracking. Get that pick tracking app. You can sync it to all your sports books. Find out your weaknesses, because sometimes you're getting killed at one sport or the other. It's a good reminder. You don't have to bet everything. You can just back off, find a new sport, find a new angle. Highly recommend you tracking your picks. All right, so my third pick in my debut episode. A lot of pressure here. I know the audience wants me to start out on a heater. And again, also, we're talking numbers, we're talking trends. I am a superstitious guy. So just so you know, in honor of the debut show, I busted out a nice, fresh, clean SGP hat from our merch box here, because I want to get on a heater. I want to break in a nice new hat. Again, if this hat fails me, I will burn this hat, and you will never see it on again. You'll see probably a similar hat, because again, I only have so many hats. All right, moving over to the WNBA. Give me the Storm, the Seattle Storm, laying 11.5 at home on FanDuel. They're 3-1 their last 4 games at home. All those wins come by double digits. They're going up against the Indiana Fever, which I mean, I enjoy watching the WNBA. I enjoy betting on basketball, but the Fever, like, I feel like we can change the name. We're changing a lot of professional sports teams' names. Let's get rid of the Fever, right? I mean, this whole pandemic thing, does anyone really, I mean, what's the best case for a Fever? Like, what's the positive? I don't even know what their mascot is. Maybe it's a giant thermometer. I like hay fever, regular fever. I feel like I don't want to hear about any more fevers. I'm fading the Fever. Give me some Tylenol in the form of the Seattle Storm. And again, you could do worse than just taking home favorites in the WNBA because they're hitting at 65%. If you look at the numbers as well, Seattle is number 1 in the league in 3-point percentage and number 3 in the league in free throw percentage. Indiana is not top 10 in either. So I think, again, like, a lot of these spreads come down to the last couple buckets when are they going to intentionally foul? Aren't they? If you got a team like the Seattle Storm that's number 3 in the league in free throw percentage and they're hitting their 3-pointers, leading the league, and you see how far or how strong home favorites have been cashing, love all those scenarios, putting it together. And again, the Fever, who could be run down, feeling achy, they're on their 4th game of a road trip. They've lost and failed to cover all 3 of those first games. This is their 4th. I don't think they're going to be in it. They're going to be looking to get back home. Minus 11.5 on FanDuel is a gift, in my opinion. Okay, closing it out. I teased you guys with the Friday parlay, and now here I am to deliver. It's an MLB parlay plus 565 over on win bet. And first off, I'm taking the Guardians money line against the Yankees. Maybe I'm getting a little cute because the Yankees have just obviously been dominant this season. They're a buzzsaw, but Garrett Cole, the Yankees pitcher, while he's been undefeated, 3.93 ERA on the road. So there could be some opportunity there for the Guardians. And if you watch the Guardians, the season, their series against the Twins, man, they had a couple games where they won the game on the last pitch. They might be getting a little bit of mojo there. I like rolling the dice here with the Guardians money line, and then I'm going to parlay it with my Philadelphia Phillies money line at home. These are both home dog situations. Again, who doesn't love a good home dog? And the Phillies, man, they don't have the pitching advantage, and that's why they are a home dog. But they've been 18-7 since axing their manager, Joe Girardi. They're coming off a game where they put up 14 runs against the Atlanta Braves. Hopefully they didn't waste all those runs. They saved a couple for the Friday parlay, and that's what I like, closing it out there. MLB parlay plus 565 over on win bet. So to recap, I'm on that parlay, and then I also like the Storm in the WNBA laying 11.5. I like the Milwaukee Brewers minus 1.5 at minus 115, and I like the Colorado Rockies minus 118 against the Diamondbacks. And thank you guys for checking out my debut episode. I know I'm the new guy. Hopefully take it easy on the new guy. I'll be in the Discord, bettingpros.com/chat, 4 p.m. Friday, aka today. Ask me anything. I'm just happy to be a part of this community, and let's have some fun. Let's catch some tickets, and yeah, I just can't wait for this to get going. Please, if you could do me a solid as well, check out Betting Pros on TikTok. Check me out on Twitter at Sean T. Green, and toss the Daily Juice podcast a nice rating and review, and say, hey, new guy, gave him a shot, not too shabby. It looks good for the bosses, and I certainly appreciate it, and I appreciate your time, and just can't wait to get started, and hopefully we get off to an awesome start here on the debut episode. All right, that'll do it for the Daily Juice. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And of course, let it ride.